let's learn about the fascinating world of ants. Ants are an insect, just like bees, just like grasshoppers, just like ladybugs. There you go. There are a great many variety of ants in the world, and all are very different in appearance and behavior. These little insects are found throughout the world, from the mountains to the deserts. They are social insects like bees. They live in colonies formed by thousands of ants that work in teams to assure the community's survival. So let's first look at the body parts of an ant, and then we can draw our own body parts of an ant. All right, we're going to start with the head and the two antennae and the eyes. Ants have simple eyes and compound eyes. Then there's the thorax. And remember, on the thorax are the 6 legs. And then the abdomen. Now, the head has the sense organs where they have sight, smell, and touch. The thorax has the legs. Some species also have wings, but most ants do not. The abdomen is linked to the thorax by this thin waist. And the legs, that helps support them and walk them. And they're jointed. Remember how we talked about they're jointed so they can move like this. Okay? So I drew a picture of an ant, but we can draw together if you have a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and we can start with the head. So I draw my head. It's almost like an oval. It's not quite a circle with its eyes. Now, the ants that I find around my house, in the garden and in the house, are usually all black. So I'm just going to color the entire thing black, and you won't really be able to see the eyes. Now, attached to the head are not only the eyes, they also have jaws called mandibles to help eat and pick up things. And they have 2 long antennae. And I'm going to make them up like this, like my ant is walking this way and we're looking from above. So we have the head. Whoops, I pointed to the antenna. Ha! I'm going to fix that and fix my mistake. That is the head. See, remember, if we make a mistake, we just turn it into something else. And then maybe over here, I'll draw a line and point to the antenna. And I want you to notice something. The word ant is in antenna. Ant. And the word 10 is in antenna. Okay. Then, attached to the head is the middle part of the body. Do you remember what that's called? The thorax. Thorax. Now, on the thorax are the legs. And remember, it has 6 legs. You might want to pause this video and take your time and really color your ant in. You might want to make your ant a rainbow ant or a blue ant or an orange ant. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jointed legs. And remember, it said it had a little tiny waist. I think that's called the peduncle. Then it has its big abdomen. Do you ever find ants at your house? Sometimes you just see one ant, and that's like a scout, and it's looking for food to bring back to its colony and to get all its other ant friends to come get more food. We've been having a lot of those in our house. And I try to clean up really well and not leave any trash or a bowl of, say, ice cream. I try to wash all the dishes and keep everything nice and clean so those ants don't come in. Okay, so we have the legs. We have the thorax. Draw an arrow so it doesn't look like a leg. And we have the abdomen. And I'm going to write the word ant. Oh, you can't see that. Ant. All right. Now, an ant has a life cycle kind of similar to a bee. And I'm going to see if they have it here. I'm pretty sure they do. From egg to adult. So the queen, hey, there's a queen ant, just like there's a queen bee. The queen lays a large number of eggs. Look what I have. I have something to represent that. I have eggs. Here's showing one egg. There are two kinds of eggs. There's fertilized eggs that will hatch into female ants, and there's not fertilized eggs or unfertilized eggs that will become the male ants. So now we know, just like the bee, there's a queen ant. We know that she lays eggs just like the bee, and we know that from those eggs come either the girls or the boys, and the girls are the worker ants. The workers move the little eggs into special chambers and clean and moisten them constantly with their saliva. Within a few days, the larvae are born. So this is supposed to represent the larva. So we have the eggs and the larva, very similar to the bee. As they grow, the larvae change and they molt their skin and they grow bigger, and when they're all complete, they form a cocoon. A cocoon that's like a moth, or how a butterfly does a chrysalis. So inside the cocoon, they're changing, and that's called metamorphosis. And when they come out of the cocoon, they just look like a baby ant. So it's very similar to the life cycle of a bee. How cool is that? And you guys have that too in your packet. The life cycle of an ant. So we have an adult, and remember, if that adult is the queen, she's the one that lays the eggs. And out of the eggs comes the larva. And the larva grows and grows, and then the next stage is the pupa stage, where inside the cocoon is an ant forming. And out of that will come a girl or a boy ant. So what I want you to do at home is color this in, and I would like you to see if you can draw your own ant. And you can make it big, or you can make it small. You could make many of them. And tomorrow we can learn a little, or later today even, we can learn a little bit more about ants. Where they live, what they eat and what they do, and how strong they are. And some ants have wings. And there's different kinds of ants. Wow. It talks about the food. It's pretty incredible. Ants are amazing. So maybe if you can Zoom with me today, we could watch a little video on ants and learn a little more. And if you see this before we Zoom and you happen to draw your ant, please share it with me. I'd love to see it, and the group would love to see it too. Okay.